Hi, my name is Laila, but where I lived most of my childhood was known as the American girl. I was born in Syracuse, New York. My mother is American and father is Arab. He wanted us to live in the Middle East with him and his family, so he promised my mother if we moved to Amman, Jordan with him, she will get to come back to America every year or every other year if we were financially struggling. So with enough convincing, my mother accepted. She converted to Islam, and when I was 3, we left the United States of America. We were a happy family of 4. My older sister and I didn't know any Arabic, but we were young enough to learn it pretty quickly. My father got a job in the UAE, which is about a 3.5 to 4 hour plane flight from Jordan. And he promised us he was going to try his best to get us out there. We ended up going out there once to visit for a little while, but found ourselves back in Jordan without a father. It was supposed to be a temporary thing until he was making enough money to support us living out there with him. A year went by, 2 years, then 3. My mom was tired and just wanted to go home. My father, on the other hand, did not want us to go back to America, not even for a visit. He wouldn't allow it. Amman, Jordan has a law that you cannot leave with your children without your husband's permission. My dad, for the most part, was not around. When he would come to visit, it would only be a week out of the year, and some years he wouldn't even come. And when he was around, he was abusive to us. My sister and I didn't have the easiest life. We were picked on and bullied at school by the kids and the teachers. The teachers would hit us over the smallest mistakes, and when we got out of school, we got beat up by the kids just for being American. We were always told that we are the reason for war in Iraq. To top it all off, most of our family didn't care much for us. I was a sad girl. I had to live my whole childhood being hated and threatened and told how ugly and disgusting I was. And I believed it. I mean, it must have been true. Our own father abandoned us. As I got older, it only got worse. Through it all, I did not have a shoulder to lean on, and I had no refuge. I wasn't the most faithful Muslim. I didn't always pray my 5 prayers a day, but when I did, I prayed 2 or 3 extra to try to make up for it. I knew that the best of the best Muslim had a chance to go to hell, so I knew for sure that I was going to hell. I tried and tried to be on God's good side, but I always felt so empty. I was having nightmares of hell and on my way to hell, and my God not being able to save me. I was always asking myself, why did God make things so hard? Life felt like a sick, twisted game, and sometimes I wish that I had never existed. I did not know what God had truly done for me. All I knew was that Christians believed in 3 gods. When I was 12, my mother's mom had a stroke. She begged my dad to let us go only for a summer, that she wanted her kids to meet their grandmother before she passed. So he agreed. We packed lightly and left a lot behind, and she didn't plan on coming back. My aunt and her church had been praying for us for years, praying that God would bring us back home. We were out there for 9 years, so I'm thankful that God answered their prayers. When my cousin, aunt, or people from their church would talk to me about the gospel, how Jesus, Son of God, died for me, I told them that what they believed is an abomination, but deep in my heart, I wanted that to be true, that God loved me so much that he died for me, and that I didn't have to die for him. But that was too easy. A 1.5 years went by of people just trying to convince me or just trying to get through to me, and I just shut everyone down because of Islam's fear factor. It all changed when my older sister came to me and said, "Hey Laila, I got saved and I want to show you how to do the same." I told her that she betrayed God, but I listened to everything she had to say because deep in my heart is what I wanted for myself. I did not get saved that night, but it gave me the chance to feel like if that's what I wanted to do, I could. So I went to a revival, and the preacher pulled me aside and witnessed to me. Toward the end, he said, "If you're right and I'm wrong, we both have a chance of going to hell. But if you're right, if I'm right and you're wrong, either way, you're going to hell." And that really scared me. I believed that night, and I asked God to save me. I kept it secret from my mom and 2 other siblings for 5 years. My mother and I were having some problems. I do believe that if I told her at the wrong timing, I would have gotten sent out to live with my father. When I was 18, my mom found out, and I got the chance to talk to my siblings about it. My younger brother and younger sister had the same reaction towards me that I had towards my older sister when she told me about salvation. But I just continued to pray for them. A few more years went by, and it had been 8 years of prayers and discouragement, continually asking God, "Please, Lord, at least one." God was working in my little sister's life without me even knowing. I was able to lead my sister to Christ in October of 2016. I prayed for her for 8 years, and it was worth it all. This is my sister Tasneem, and I thank the Lord for everything He has given to me. Even my past, I am so thankful for all the people who had prayed for me. It all started for me with my older sister, who encouraged me to get saved, to me being able to lead my younger sister to Christ. And now, we pray for the rest of my family, asking God, please, one more.